You were next.
Yeah. Maybe thinking back to stuff, I think my letters might be needed for some of the context for some of this.
So if you want to read your letters out loud, you can, or you can summarize them.
I'll read the letters that I sent. Let me pull those up, and I apologize if my recording sounds really off.
How about we do it in a way that, so people don't have to remember which letter's going to which.
Yeah.
So read the one to Getsume first.
Okay.
And I'll hand that one to you and vice
All right.
versa.
Getsume, I hope all is well in Cerulean Falls, and that the nightmares Zephyr has been tormenting you with after breaking your pact aren't too terrible. I plan on alleviating them soon with the help of my new patron, though I'm afraid the respite will be temporary until I can hone my abilities further. The fact that you're not the only one dealing with those nightmares is frustrating beyond belief. I hate that I can't do more for you and everyone else who's been affected over the course of my travels, but I vow to do what I can. I write to you with a request. Utilize your vast network of resources to get my music out to the masses. I'm ready to make my voice and my stance in the Morning Queen's curse known. And I think my companions are at a point where they are all right with me voicing that truth, even if we don't entirely agree on how much fighting and violence will be required of us in the future. More than that, I want to inspire the people of Catharsis and help them find hope in a hopeless situation. Someone told me recently that such a view is painfully optimistic, and they may be right. But hope is all we have against these insurmountable odds. If we can build a coalition, a true grassroots revolution that puts the people first and inspires them to act, I think we stand a chance against the Morning Queen and Prospera. For gods live, die, and live again, based on the beliefs of the people. At least, that's what the Archfey I've conversed with have claimed. Perhaps a mass paradigm shift in Catharsis' collective unconscious will force Prospera to change, or a lack of belief in Fultus will lead to the cessation of his existence. I can only hope. In the meantime, I wish you all the best, and will try to schedule a brief visit with you when I'm next in Cerulean Falls. Keep kicking ass in Celine's name, okay? Lilith.
This is titled, for the people in audio, Winged Rebel.
I like that.
Cute.
All right. I like the seal too. It's very pretty for those listening at home or wherever you are, at work, I don't care. It's got a marbled red and white seal, at least in this light. Ooh, it's got some stamps on it too. Those are cool. It's got a little cat stamp, a little teapot, and a little cherry blossom. This is a fun one. My dear friend Lilith. That's new. You've done so much for me and the people of Cerulean Falls. How could I possibly expect more from you? But your passion to help me even while I sleep speaks much to your heroic character. I'm curious as to this new archfey you've aligned yourself with, but I trust that they are an improvement from our former patron. That being said, I do already fund the revolt, as you may remember, on the front lines of Catharsis City, making sure your great nephew and our mutual friend Riot are given the proper support. But I trust you smell the change in the air as I do, and I wonder what you would call our shared rebellion, as all good rebellions have a name, and the name Metamorphosis has since been tainted. Let us both continue to inspire this hope you speak of, and put an end to the 80-year-old drag. I have enough wrinkles as it is. With high hopes, Euphoria, with a little heart next to it.
What is your next letter?
Next letter is...
And if you don't mind, because we're getting...
a little short in time, yeah.
Yeah, just summarize what it was.
Yeah, absolutely. Second letter was to Jax, who, for the viewing audience, is Lilith's great nephew?
Yes.
I think that's the number of greats. She basically summarizes what happened in Dragon's Hearth and Ivory Pines. Then she says how much she wants to avenge all the people that Linus killed, and that she's upset that he killed Marcus as well. She also mentions that Marcus and her had differences growing up, but she doesn't think he deserved to die. And she also thinks that Hanlon doesn't deserve to die hypothetically, but that she is afraid of what happened because of what Gwilla told her about, and Bal told her about Hanlon being carted off to the castle. She doesn't know what's up with that. She then says that she's going to talk to Riot, which I hope we will roleplay, and that they're going to rechristen Metamorphosis as another name. Do I say the name now or later?
It's up to you.
I'll say it later, because I think it's a cool name. She then says, kick Linus' ass if you see him. I believe in you. You've got this. Safe travels.
For those listening, this is titled Auntie.
And it's sealed with a copper bullet thing, I think.
Yeah.
Like the last one.
Yeah.
There you go. Auntie, I heard of the tragedy that happened in Ivory Pines and take that as a personal failure. Perhaps if I had been more vigilant at the city's borders, I could have prevented their leave and charged them on the mountain. I'm sorry I failed you. I too worry for this great-grandfather and was looking forward to his arrival here, but back when it seemed promising, I can only hope it's still possible for both of us. Spoiler to the listeners, it's not.
Well, we don't know.
He's dead. You said he was deader than dead.
He's deader than dead, but we don't
Revivify!
know.
From what I have heard, he seems to be rather self-sacrificing, a family trait we all seem to share. But it appears to be a problem when we place our beliefs in the wrong things. Congratulations on your pack bake, by the way. Riot told me and has since followed your lead. I have heard from our friends in Dragon's Hearth and Ivory Pines that Linus was not only slain, but exploded. A brave Dragonborn made sure of that. So for now, I remain optimistic that he is no longer a concern. I can get used to the name Nocturne. Be careful, Lilith. Jax.
Oh, I forgot I put that in there.
It's
Sorry.
fine.
So the name of the new movement is Nocturne instead of Metamorphosis.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Was it meant to be a secret?
Well, we were going to discuss it in a scene. We still can.
Yeah.
There's other things to talk about Riot, too.
Yeah. We'll do a time backwards.
Final letter is to Enola Requiem. I really like this letter, but I'll summarize it. I'll post these in the chat later. Basically, Lilith introduces herself, says that she's already made contact with Ellie, and they're on the search for curse ingredients. She then tells her that she saw Enola in Wes's nightmares, and she is very curious as to the fact that she appeared to be an Aasimar of Selene. Lilith then divulges that she was an Aasimar of Foltest before, breaking that and all that. And then she asked what Enola's connection to Selene is because she thinks that it's important, maybe important for May and the curse. She also outlines that there seems to be some sort of discrepancy in Enola's age in relation to when Selene was supposedly created, and that it would not be possible for her to have been born in Aasimar of Selene if Selene was created 80 years ago, and Enola was working with Ellie's father long before that. Lilith says she's overthinking things probably. She also asks
You're
what...
not.
Yep, I know. Lilith then asks about Riot and Wes and her relationship with them and also with Jax. And she's like, knowledge is power. And then asks that she hopes that she can join them in the fight.
For the listeners, this is titled Miss Blackwood with a blue and white seal with the moon on.
Fancy. Miss Blackwood, it is truly an honor to be speaking with you. I'm glad that even my dream self could be of assistance to you, though I fear I have no recollection of it. To provide some context, I was also an Aasimar of Foltest originally. You probably would not have remembered me as you were such a tiny thing then, went by the name Billy if I recall. I too left the church as they believed science and medicine were schools for men.
I'm gonna get water.
Naturally, I knew this could not do and promptly left at 20. If I was fallen, I did not feel it, and I never lost my wings. Soon I stumbled into the Panacea orphanage where I was taken as an assistant. I was told that the tieflings there were afflicted, and they were in search of cures. In my excitement and naivete, I insisted their research, not understanding the harm I was causing. Once a tiefling by the name of Euphoria helped me open my eyes to the truth, I fled the practice and became a small doctor in a seaside quarter. Thus I began conversing with Gilead Aster. I thought you so young and so brave, and myself rather cowardly. Your death was a great loss to the city, the kingdom. In a moment of fear and worry, I came back to the church one day when a nun recognized me and pulled me aside. She said a new revolution was coming, one for the drow and the women. This revolution would cause the death of Foltest and his followers, and they were trying to start a new religion, one to a goddess named Selene. The new queen had apparently dreamt of her and all the nuns who were trapped in the church of Foltest that had begun worshipping her. The nun handed me Selene's holy symbol necklace, and for the first time in years, I felt a divine connection, a fragment of fate. Sure enough, an angelic guide began to appear to me. His name was Sai. He encouraged me to finally use my Aasimar abilities for a cause I believed in. So, once upon a time, I helped the queen overthrow her husband, and for a time all was right. Then the curse happened. I almost died, used the vial on myself, found Euphoria in the rubble, used another on her, and for the past 80 years neither of us have scarcely aged. I have since dedicated my life to the rebellion and the quest to replicate the vaccine. Perhaps it is out of guilt, but it gets the job done. I look forward to meeting you and tell my friend Valpyrian I am still cross with him, but I'm glad he's safe. Cheers, Enola. Let that sink in for everybody, because that was quite a bit of good lore.
Lore drop, lore drop!
I want to know what Gilly was doing in a seaside town.
Oh boy. Oh, I think they just had correspondence.
Oh, I thought you said I met Gilead Aster.
They met, but not there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. They had correspondence.
Then never mind.
What was the first scene you wanted to do? And we might have to crunch a little bit more for time. I apologize.
All right, I've got...
I'll do 7 minutes.
Okay, that's fine. So I will just...
Should we break up the scenes?
Well, there is one scene that has everybody in it that I wanted to do. And
that could be your final scene.
That will be the final scene. And depending on time, that may end the session too. I have no idea.
I meant that could be your final scene.
Oh, yeah, that's what I meant.
Yeah.
Let's see. I will forward you my message.
Okay.
Would it be possible or make any sense to push some of this into next time, or?
Yeah, that's what I was asking.
I'm sorry, it took too long.
No,
it's
that's
okay.
okay. I think it also was me trying to get through all those different towns and stuff. So let's see how far we get with Jillian's. And if so, we'll save you guys for next time.
Yeah.
I'm really sorry if we don't get to you guys.
No, it's okay. I would just hate to rush what Jillian is doing. Just,
yeah.
you know, if everyone else is okay with it, I'm fine with that.
Would like,
Yeah.
And then we just have the full 10 minutes for everything and then end the session with the final scene with the entire party?
I think that's a great idea.
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
All right, so 1 or 2 can be either order. I don't really care.
Let's see. I think it would be fun to start with conversation with Riot.
I agree.
Yeah!
Let's do it.
So, for listeners, Riot is a chaotic tiefling woman, half tiefling, half drow, who's been heading the sort of frontline battle at Catharsis City against the undead to make sure that the curse doesn't get expanded, which unfortunately it still is, and nobody knows why now. And I'm gonna start it now.
All right, here we go.
You are at the crossroads, where we earlier in today's campaign saw Death standing. Find the sign that says "This way to Mosswood." Coming down the street is a bicycle? No. Something a little more garish. It's metal, and it's putting down the street. This is this universe's first motorcycle.
What's powering it?
Steam.
Oh, that's terrifying.
Steam and magic.
Okay, that's fair.
It has like these tubes of purple arcana energy charging the wheels, but it's still sort of chugging along. It's a little faster than an ordinary bike, but not by much, and it certainly doesn't have horsepower. But she tries to make herself look cool and lift up her new goggles, and she pulls down her mask. Hello again.
Hello.
What the fuck?
Is it safe to have masks off, given...
I mean, I don't have the curse, do you?
No, I don't. It's just,
And we're fine.
if you say so, you're on the front lines after all.
Oh yeah,
Sounds like some COVID level bullshit.
I can smell that shit from miles away now.
How are things going?
Bad.
Define bad.
Well, you know what happened to Ivory Pines. That was because we kind of lost a battle on the front, and Linus went a charging straight through, and we were gonna warn you guys, but he made more progress in a day than we thought he would because he had a fucking skeleton dragon, and that kind of made things go a little faster.
So many lives have been lost, and I mean, it's not that I haven't lost comrades. Lord knows I've lost so many already. It's just I don't remember a lot of people before. And this is new, in some ways.
You have some memory gaps?
I do.
That's unfortunate.
Yeah, it's not fun. There are ways I've been able to re-access them, so to speak. There are these marbles, only those who have been dead and have since been revived can use them and see them, but
What?
archface stuff, it's complicated.
Yeah, that shit goes over my head.
But
I gotta say, something's been eating at me.
shoot,
Do you remember how we met? I'm not talking about when you came to the concert. I'm talking about before that.
I do.
How much do you remember?
I remember singing. I remember seeing a young tiefling drow girl. I remember seeing her, and she was so scared. And the King's Guard, they were clad in the garb of Foltest, of course. They were chasing her down, and then I pushed her out of the way. And then everything hurt. I saw my brother standing above me, spear in his hand. Holding me was my best friend. He was crying. And death embraced me. And everything after that is black. I later learned that my true killer was not my brother, as I originally thought, but was in fact said best friend. And I also learned that...
Wait, Monarch killed you?
Yeah. Zephyr told me when I broke my pact. Apparently, Monarch was obsessed with him and did not like the fact that I was monopolizing Zephyr's attention. So Zephyr took revenge, and he decided that he would merge him together with the King of Hollows, and now they're one big happy chimera.
Ew.
Yeah, not fun.
That wasn't the first time we met, though.
It wasn't?
No, we met like a few days before that. But, you know, I was in like a crowd of fans, so like...
No, tell me what happened.
Well, me and my friend, we were just kids, drow kids. I was, you know, obviously mixed. And we were trying to get to the front because, like, you know, you were standing up for us and all that. And, we were too little. Adults kept pushing us back. So we snuck into your dressing room.
What did you see?
It was really pretty.
What did it look like? I don't remember, so...
You had a picture of your mom.
And Lilith pauses at this because, like, she has barely thought about her mom.
It was a sketch of her. There was, you know, blue morphos that were a lot. It was just kind of hanging out, which was really goth as fuck. And it was very nicely draped, and somebody had left all your costumes out, so I was kind of trying on your costumes. And this big guy with muscles was like, hey, take that off, kid. I made that for her. And I was like, fuck you, old man. I wear it better. Which isn't true, by the way. You wear it better. I just wanted to piss him off. And we were gonna get thrown out by him. He kind of had us like kittens by the back of our collars, and we were gonna get kicked out of the dressing room. And suddenly you showed up, and you were like, "Hey!" And you called him by name. I forget his name.
Toshiro. Or I probably called him Silkmouth back then.
Yeah,
Silkmoth.
Silk face. And you said, put them down. They weren't doing nothing wrong. And he was like, they were messing up the costumes and the wardrobe. I worked hard on that, blah, blah, blah. And you were like, who cares? They're kids. Put them down. So he put us down, and you were like, do you want a signature? Guys, want anything? And I wanted sheet music. And you gave me the sheet music to my favorite song, and I still have it, and it's signed. And she pulls it out, and it's like so ripped and stained at this point. It's my favorite.
Lilith takes a look at it. Oh my gosh.
You can barely make out the title, and the lyrics are sort of smudged at this point, but you know those notes.
Wow.
Yeah. It was original.
This is the first time I've seen this since I came back to life.
Oh wow, that's weird.
Yeah.
Anyway, you're my hero. Like, a big crush. Don't tell, you know. Part of the reason I might be dating your nephew is because he's kind of related to you, and
We look nothing alike, though.
no, but like it's cool.
Aw.
But that's not the only reason why I'm dating him. Also, the tension is like.
Yeah, I kind of get that, but I mean, you've grown into a pretty badass hero yourself. One of those memories I saw Linus's memories of all things, and I saw you kicking his ass. You were saying stuff like, for Lilith Blackwood, and then he said, no, I'm fighting for Lily Eve. Oh my god.
Ugh.
You can't let that go.
No.
I'd
say brothers, but I don't have any, so I don't really know.
In some ways I envy you, in some ways I don't. But we gotta think of a new name. You mentioned that in your letter.
Yeah, metamorphosis kinda trash.
Also, I didn't realize until now, but shouldn't it have been metamorphosis?
Do I look like I read?
I blame Zephyr.
Do I look like I have the time to read?
But what do we call it?
I say gay alliance. No.
I mean, granted, we're all on the rainbow somewhere, but
And some of the straights are with us, so like,
I might cut that out of the recording.
I agree. That was funny. We'll call it a blooper.
Those heteros.
Wait, I've got it. Nocturne.
Ooh, what's that mean? How do you even spell that?
NOCTURNE.
Hold on, too fast.
A musical composition that is inspired by or evocative of the night.
I do like the night.
I mean, death resurrected me. Celine had some sort of hand in it.
Oh my gosh, that's right.
If we're going to be fighting,
We're like dream team now.
Yeah.
We could also be dream team. Nah, Nocturne's cooler.
I mean, if you want to join me in my dreams at any point in time. Oh, that sounds weird. Sorry.
It's the ship name.
That was kind of hot, but we're gonna move on.
But if you ever do feel like you'd like to assist me in stopping people's nightmares,
Yeah,
I would be more than happy to have the assistance.
absolutely. Yeah.
All right.
The chemistry is gonna make her cry.
All right.
Right.
For Nocturne. Dream team?
Yeah.
Dream team.
I'm having such gay panic. I need to go now, but you're so cool. Okay, bye.
Say hi to Jax for me.
Yeah. I guess.
And then,
Oh yeah, him.
and then,
Oh yeah, my boyfriend.
yeah. And then as soon as she's out of earshot, Lilith says under her breath, I wonder if I was like that when I was younger. I don't remember.
Oh no. Caps in the memory. The next one
Panic. Bisexual panic.
is gonna be
Just a moment. I just want to catch up on notes.
yeah. It's hard to write and roleplay at the same time.
Yeah, for those who aren't aware, I am the one who takes ridiculously detailed notes.
Which we appreciate.
Like, I'm talking like hundreds of pages at this point.
I'm the one that trims them down to approximately 3 pages an episode.
And even that is more than most D&D campaigns. So yay!
Yay!
Just so much happens.
We have a wiki. You should read it.
www.catharsis.fandom.com.
Link in the description down below.
I think that's it. I could be wrong. That may not be the URL, but I think that's what it is.
If you Google Catharsis,
It doesn't come up.
It doesn't come up, but you know what does? If you look in the pictures, is the art you drew of Sidra.
SEO likes this. SEO likes that.
SEO likes the art.
I don't know what SEO means.
So the next scene is going to take place in Cerulean Falls.
Let's fucking go.
Let's go.
Let's go.
Let's go, I guess.
Let's go.
Whenever you're ready.
All right.
You guys, you have been surprised by Atticus, who has gotten a room
Okay.
at the onsen in Cerulean Falls,
Okay.
thanks to his connections with Getsume. You got one of the suites that looks over the waterfalls themselves. You have your own bath that is attached to your room.
Okay.
You guys are having a very romantic evening.
Luxurious.
What?
There's
Luxurious.
Very luxurious.
food out, but also on the table are plans and sketches of devices. And I'm going to say, just for the sake of, starting the scene, you have just stepped out of the bathroom or something.
Okay.
You've just changed into like nightwear. I don't know what that is for you, but
We don't have to detail it. Unnecessary details.
Draw a picture
you
later.
see your changeling boyfriend poring over these notes shirtless, because why not? And he is looking very intently, but the second you enter the room, he goes, "Oh, sorry, I'll put these away."
No. What are you looking at? What are these? And I'm gonna do like, can I do a sleight of hand to see if I can just snatch him away from him? Just to kind of
roll sleight of hand.
just make this kind of flavorful.
Playful.
Alright, let's see. I got, what do I have on that? Oh, I've actually got a really good modifier on that. 11?
You go to take it, and he catches your wrist, but then kisses the back of your hand. The ink is drying. And I'll show it to you. Come sit. So this might get boring, but he starts to get into his special interest, which is the machinations of these weapons. And you realize that they are very big,
Mm-hmm.
and that it looks like it will take multiple people and materials to make. But some of these materials you see in his very bad chicken scratch, vaguely dragon's hearth, or like certain mines in that area, and that like sort of taped and attached to certain pieces are correspondences he's had with some of the people from the forge of dragon's hearth already. And that's why I need to adjust this wheel, otherwise this cannon will not work. Sorry, am I losing you?
No. I'm just curious, what are we planning on using these for? I mean, I assume that mosswood could use some fortification, probably, but I mean...
It's for the war.
Oh. I mean, obviously, yeah, but
We're in a war.
I didn't... guess it just hit right now that, yeah, we'll need weapons.
Yes.
Shit.
And after Ivory Pines, you know.
Yeah. What is it?
I want to know if you're okay with this.
What do you mean?
Like, is this what you want? Is this what you want your revolution to look like?
Atticus, what are you...
Listen, I will do anything to make your revolution happen. You just tell me how to help. If this is not your vision, I will change all of the drafts.
No, it's not that, it's just... This is going to require violence. But I'm not sure if the others are okay with that or not yet. They still seem so, I don't know, apprehensive in some ways. And even I'm not quite sure where I stand when it comes to all this. Like, I know that we need to fight, obviously.
Right.
And after what happened in Ivory Pines and what Riot told me, we're gonna need to bolster our defenses, bolster our offenses and everything.
Yes. Especially against my father's new designs.
The Owl Conquest will still concern me.
They concern me too.
And after, well, what I saw in... Do you remember your nightmare?
Mm-hmm.
The one I rescued you from?
Mm-hmm.
I worry about those mechs, or whatever you call them.
Mix is a good term. I'm sure he has something more pretentious.
Indeed. Still, I think this is the right path.
You think so?
If we're going to survive this, we're going to have to fight.
Yes.
Even if some lives are to be lost. And it's hard to acknowledge that sometimes, but that's the nature of war.
It is.
I hate it, but
I'm sure you'll find out very soon, but they're going to make a wall.
a wall?
A wall. Stretching, and he takes out a map, stretching across from the northern mountain all the way to Cerulean Falls and to the forest. And hopefully, after your next trip, maybe lavender fields, but we may have to keep them out of the wall.
Lilith pauses, and she's deep in thought.
This is Getsume's idea. Tony is so far endorsing it, though he is hesitant. Beatrice.
I'm scared.
I am also very scared.
I haven't told anyone that I'm terrified. I'm terrified that this is going to work. I'm terrified that this is all going to fail again. I'm terrified that it's just going to lead to more violence. I'm terrified that I'm going to be in the wrong, and then I'm going to fail everyone again.
You could never be in the wrong.
Everyone's put me up on a pedestal. I put myself up on a pedestal. Sometimes I wonder if I'm worth it. If I'm really as special as what everyone says.
He goes to grab your hand.
Okay.
I cannot read. Of course you're worth it. Of course you're worth it. Every bit of it. And it's not just for you, though you are lovely.
Thank you.
It's for those we've lost. It's for people like your brother, people like my mother.
Yeah.
And it's to stop people like my father.
And my brother.
And your other brother, yes. Did he explode?
I believe so.
That's awful, but...
I also heard that they might have been working together, your father and my brother.
Oh.
Yeah. I don't want to think about it.
Yeah, me neither. But listen. We have to be right, because obviously she's very wrong.
Yeah.
Whatever her reasons, it's not worth this.
Lilith is kind of like mulling this over. Like she's clearly has something that she kind of wants to say, but she's not going to say it.
Does Atticus know Sidra is the Morning Queen?
He does not, as far as...
No, he doesn't.
He doesn't.
Interesting.
And you'll be the one to kill her.
I don't know if I can.
How about...
Because if I do...
He puts
She'll
a
never
gun in
forgive
your
me.
hand and says, you point and I'll shoot.
No.
No?
No. I made a promise, and I intend to keep it.
What promise?
I made the mistake of selling people once, and it's not my place to tell. If you want to know, maybe you should ask Ellie. And maybe, based on that, knowing how smart you are, you may already be able to figure it out.
He's already figured it out. And it shows on his face and he just looks sad. Oh.
I promised not to tell anyone, and I haven't, technically.
That...
But it changes everything.
Yes. I may have a bias.
What do you mean?
If it was me, and I was our good friend Ellie, and it was my father or the world, I would not hesitate.
I wouldn't either. But in the end, it's not my choice to make. Though I did promise Deidre that if it came to it, and Ellie refused, and the Queen was too far gone, that I would end things.
You've made two promises, one where you've promised somebody you wouldn't kill their sister, and the other where you've said, I'll kill her if I have to.
We're at war, it's complicated, and I didn't want to start a fight with a dragon, even if she was severely weakened.
Lilith, if Ellie can't do it, you have to.
I know.
The Queen may try to seem like she's fine, and please forgive me, spare me. Maybe I'm a jerk, but I wouldn't believe her for 2 seconds.
Believe me, I dealt with an archfey for over a decade.
Oh, I know.
I know how they work extremely well,
I'm sure you do.
and now I've met multiple archfey.
And you're still in a pact with an archfey. No offense to your archfey.
Why is Atticus so spicy all the time?
I'm liking this.
Giving him some personality, I like it.
Listen. I'm sure Ellie's sister was very, very nice before all of this. But I've met the woman.
Pre or post curse? No, wait, that makes no sense. Of course it was post curse.
Yes, it was post-curse. I'm sorry, my dear. I'm not as experienced as you.
And she gives Atticus a look where it's like, did he mean it in like the clean way or the dirty way?
He meant it in like your old way.
Right. For the audience at home, technically there's like a 60+ year age difference because Lilith died. Yeah, it's complicated.
80 years.
We all have large age differences.
We're not.
I mean, turns out Atticus has kind of a mommy kink too.
Just like his dad! Just like his dad!
We not go there. Not tonight.
Anyhow.
Let's wrap this up.
My dear, you understand what I'm saying.
Of course.
And maybe I'm wrong, but please consider that she may try to lie to you all, that she wants to change or something. I would hate for your good grace and kindness to result in, you know.
I know.
I love you.
I love you too. And thank you for everything.
Thank you for being our light.
And if it comes to it, and I do have to kill her, even if I don't want to, promise me, you be the gun, I be the ammunition.
I promise. Always.
Always.
And then they
Yes. Oh my god, that was good.
And then they smush.
and then they have some mochi, and it's weeby and cute and adorable.
Romance.
Romance.
And then there's probably some sort of like repeat of first time they went to the onsen.
Yep.
But yep, we don't need to go into detail on that. Steam in more ways than one.
So now we go back to Mosswood. We are in the mansion, and Lilith has summoned you all to, where would you have asked them to go? Your room, the ballroom, the garden?
You know where I'm gonna go? Where was the big old ball with the piano and the stage and all
That'd be the ballroom.
Let's go to the ballroom.
Cool, you're in the ballroom. The ghost who is always at the piano is at the piano, and she's still playing. Oblivious to you all, as per usual.
Can I make a little note? Since I'm
Yeah.
involved? Aside from apparently falling out of the window unceremoniously when they were with Ellie, Paeris has kind of been a little bit of a hermit, and you haven't seen much from them. Not really sure where they've been, but they've kind of been on their own little adventure and has disappeared. Recent
Interesting.
memory, just so you know.
It's a little note for next time.
Mm-hmm.
So Ellie is here, Paeris is here, Gwilla is here, the ghost is here. Everybody else has left you to your privacy.
Okay.
Unless you wanted other NPCs.
Nah, we don't need him here. My question before we begin. Has Getsume followed through on Lilith's request
Yes.
to publish?
Though it's only just started, so like nothing's public yet.
So like the papers haven't come out yet?
The papers have not come out. They've been mailed, but not like,
Alright.
you know. That'll probably happen while you guys are en route
Okay.
to Lavender Fields, and then you'll get to see the public's reaction.
Oh boy. Alright. So,
What's up, Doc?
I may have called in some favors and gotten some sort of music out to the masses.
Wait, you may have gotten what out to the masses?
Music?
You published another album?
A song.
Produced?
Just a song.
Or is it an EP?
I mean, what? I don't even know what those terms mean. Those all, the records, those are records, right? Atticus showed me them.
We don't know.
Paeris died 3 years ago. Of course I know. No, like the records Atticus showed me that first time we met? Because I don't know what all those mean.
Anyway, I want to listen to it. Maybe not right now, but I want to listen to it.
But it basically was just me putting down on paper my thoughts about all of this, and that ultimately, I don't know where you guys stand when it comes to all the violent stuff. I know that sometimes we're at odds about it, But ultimately, I want this to be as peaceful a resolution and a revolution as we can make it. There will be violence, I know, and there's certain people I've spoken to who are going to be fighting in the front lines or supplying weapons to the front lines to make sure that people are safe, but...
Like who?
What do you mean?
Who is supplying weapons that you know to the front lines?
Of the revolution?
Yeah.
There's only one person we know who makes those weapons.
I am going to have a... I'd like to talk to that boy. Anyway, carry on.
He did it with my consent.
Okay.
I feel like I don't want what happened in Ivory Pines to happen again. And Riot told me that if they had been stronger, if they had been more powerful, they could have stopped Linus in his tracks, and what happened in Ivory Pines would not have happened.
We've seen what his dad can do, right? With the knowledge and his weapons of war.
Absolutely.
I mean, Atticus is a far cry from his dad, but he's what he's made, you know. That'll be used whether we like it or not.
This is so complicated. The thing is, like, not far back I said I didn't want anyone else to die. But the thing is, it's hard to kind of hold this stance and want to reach out to the other side at times.
You're right.
In show of trying to bring them over to see reason when they still have made it known that they're not going to stop, even if that's the case right now. I believe we can do something about it, but I will say that, like, I do know that they need to defend themselves in the meantime. I don't know what to say.
The other thing is that looking back at the text, at history, even those peaceful revolutions were resolved because some people decided to be violent.
I just never thought it would be our people.
I know.
Ellie, you've been kind of quiet.
What do you think about all this?
I mean, if people don't have access to magic, I guess they have to do something. They can't just let themselves be overrun.
But here are the lyrics, if you guys want to take a look at them. Lyrics are the song that I posted months ago.
Cool.
Because I've been playing this for months.
This is really good. I mean, by, second nature, I used to listen to your music because my dad always listened to it, so, but...
I just want to make sure you guys are all okay with this, because even if it is my name on it and my words, you're all associated with me now, so people might associate you with this too.
What exactly is if we were to condense this message, what is it saying exactly? Can you clarify it for me a little better?
Yeah. We mourn, but we don't lose hope. We fight, but we fight with love. We want to change the world, but we won't do it just by tearing it down. We do it by rebuilding and healing and helping people. Because ultimately, love will be the way. Love will find a way.
Zoe smiled for those who are listening.
I'm just thinking of the Lion King too. Don't acknowledge me.
That's so wholesome and nice, because I'm thinking of Jurassic Park when Jeff Goldblum is like, life finds a way.
And then the monster goes, then the T-Rex goes chomp, chomp, chomp.
Oh, Zoe.
Are we good with that?
Yeah, I mean, seems reasonable to me. Sounds like your, newest, greatest, next hit.
As you guys are having this conversation, you realize somebody has walked over to you, but you haven't heard their footsteps.
Oh.
looking over, it is the ghost. And she doesn't say anything, but she sort of reaches for the sheet music.
Okay.
Oh, she's gonna play the piano.
She takes it, nods, heads to the piano, and she plays the first few notes, looks a little uncertain about one of them, and then goes, yes, that one. She doesn't say that because she doesn't speak, but she begins to play the song slowly. But then when she gets the tempo in and she's found her groove.
And at that point, Lilith begins to sing.
Rolling fog chokes all in its path. Peaceful dreams seem so far away. I mourn for all that's been lost. But don't lose hope. Fight for the future. Grief meets us at every turn. But our bonds will carry us through. I know, catharsis is near. With my friends and love on our side. All in its path, peaceful dreams seem so far away. I mourn for all that's been lost, but I still hope for a brighter future. Raise your flag, go fight and go heal. We'll rebuild terrible systems down. We will save our dying world, so the ravens one day fly free. We'll all be free.
Jillian here, pulling double duty as Lilith as well as the editor of this session. We were so excited to play after a 1.5 month hiatus that we completely forgot to record an outro. So I'm here to rectify that. On behalf of everyone involved in this campaign, thank you all so much for listening to Book 3, Session 1 of Catharsis. This story and these characters mean so much to us, and we're so excited to share our adventures with you. Make sure to hit the subscribe button if you want to stay up to date on our campaign, and feel free to leave a comment with your favorite moment from this session. See you next time, and thanks for listening.